The Jeru. There we go. Okay. So this coffee sold out. We had it at a pop-up and all you guys bought it online, but we wanted to do a little bit of a video on what it tastes like. So it's been about a week since we roasted it. Actually, it's been a little over a week.
Yeah, over a big bit.
Yeah, so it's been a little over a week since we roasted it, so it's really opening up. And we wanted to just brew the coffee two ways, Pac's way and then my way, and give you guys taste and tell you guys about, how has it evolved over time. But this is a just cool, different presentation of brewing these, I would say, I don't even want to say it's processed that, deeply processed coffee, but this is really just like fun for us to be able to brew a collab coffee for you all. And we think this will give you guys a good idea as to how the coffee opens up across the coming weeks. I know a lot of you guys who bought the coffee do want to know what it tastes like. So we will begin brewing. But we have the coffee here. We have an Orea. So we've brewed Orea V4 this entire weekend. It was tasting really good on flat bottom. It, of course, will taste good on any brewer. But we also are using this guy. We're using the Momentem. So I think with this coffee, I feel like if you have the max clarity grinder, it actually don't taste that good. It's a little...
We'll find out.
Yeah. So I want something like medium high clarity, rounding, bigger body, more dynamics. And I think Momentum will give us somewhere
I think they will give us a pull.
Yeah, something like, smaller conical and all of that will be good. But of course, please try it out if you have a fancy high-end 98 mil flapper grinder and let me know what you think. I just think for these coffees, you want something sweeter, something that emphasizes dynamics, because that's what's in the cup. So Pac and I have very, very different brewing styles, if you guys have not seen. So the biggest difference is actually our pouring patterns, which then influences our TDS on these brews. I have found with this coffee, I actually quite like it extracted in 1.3 to 1.4 range, at least for filter coffee. Whereas if you brew the way Pac likes for these coffees, he's in that 1.25 world. So the biggest difference with that is just the aggressiveness of agitation. And I like to use melodrip. I've been playing around a lot with melodrip with the Orea V4. And it's been tasting really, really nice with this coffee. But this is a coffee that definitely will open up in the coming weeks. I'm gonna go and weigh out and grind this coffee. You definitely smell a lot of just like tropicalness in this coffee. What I also found with this when we were brewing, and we'll see if it shows up in today's cup, is when we were pushing the coffee, we were getting really interesting banana at the end. So it was like passion fruit, milk tea, and then banana at the end. So very, very surprising. But I'm gonna go ahead and weigh out some coffee. Also, we've been really enjoying 15-gram doses with these brews. The Pac brews 15 grams, I brew 15 grams. Definitely works out. We'll just use Orea for this, but I think this coffee is gonna taste good no matter what brewer you use. It is a very punchy coffee. It is actually pretty easy to work with. That's what we found, but you can push it harder. I will say though that I have preferred in this coffee with these Thai coffees, there's always like this nice body, and there's this passion fruit tropical acidity in this coffee. I have found with something like fast flowing flat bottom to give you that weightier, heavier acidity that definitely kind of pairs well with the, I would say, milk tea type of body we are experiencing in the cup.
You go first.
All right, so, okay, I'll go first. So here we go. So grind size setup, you think?
Should be good, yeah,
okay.
Should be good. That's my grind size setup.
Okay, we use the same grind size. So what,
at the
pop-up? Okay,
pop-up. So
same grind
size.
Be okay. Yeah. So the coffee does smell really nice.
Yeah.
Smell it.
Yeah, wow.
It smells Thai coffee.
It's Thai coffee, yeah. Smell like Thai coffee.
But there's a layer.
There's a layer, yeah.
So I definitely think this is very Southeast Asian. All these guys, you slow bar, hand pour.
This is how
hand grinder.
the Southeast Asian.
We need to now have our cart on the side of the road.
Yeah.
Or you run EK, like some of those crazy guys. I see some of those guys in Thailand, insane. They got the motorized cart and then they put an EK on the back.
I don't even have an EK. They even have an EK. Crazy.
All right, let's give this a smell.
All right, that's good. Done. Like twist it.
Oh, for
Yeah,
the
you can do like this. So it's getting the ground out.
technology.
How was
Wow.
it? Wow.
Tropical. Yellow.
Whoa.
Yellow. Really, really opened up after a week. The first impressions of it was like 10 minutes off of roast. This one really opening
Wow.
up.
The wind is.
Yeah.
But that should be okay. I'll see
It's
the water
okay.
and come back.
So I got 15 grams, and I am brewing on Orea. We were brewing at 90. I brew at 90 Celsius.
That's 90. That's nice.
Yeah, this is
That's
90.
90.
Pack is brewing at 93.
93.
So I do 60 mil center pour. 60 mil circle pour, and I let it bloom for a minute.
You still let it bloom for a minute?
Yeah, I'll let it bloom for a minute. Let's see what happens.
Cool.
Because I think this coffee you can push.
You can push.
Yeah.
I'm excited. The aromatic different.
The aromatics are definitely there. And we have the kettle intentionally off. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just another kettle pour and then melodrip. And we're going to go 15 to 240. So very standard recipe, I feel. But, doing this, letting it bloom is going to open up. Yeah, wow.
Good.
I think banana. I don't know.
I think banana.
Yeah, we
I
get
feel like
banana now.
I don't know where banana came from, but banana definitely.
Yeah. Then a minute, I'm just gonna go pour in.
Well, that's prove the concept of when you co-ferment with something, it doesn't taste like the fruit that you put it inside.
Yeah, it
know?
does taste like some additional fruit, but
Yeah.
I go 60 to 170, and then I mellow drip the last up to 240, and I do that around a minute and 20 to minute 30, give or take, depending how fast your kettle is. So I'm at a minute 30. Our bed is almost drained through. You can't see it because it's a black Orea, but our bed is almost drained through at 1 minute 30, and I actually pour very fast mellow drip up to 240.
Very
and
good.
there we go.
All right, I'm gonna heat up this so we can compare.
And then Pack is gonna heat up the kettle, and we're gonna brew and compare. So different style of brewing. And my brew on this still finishes up quite quickly, despite how fine you grind, because you get away so much with the mellow drip. And we use the same grind size. So all you're tasting is the coffee extracted at different TDSs. And in the last video, I was extracting more like 139, 1.4. He was at 1.25. And my brew still finishes up very, very quickly at around 220. So it is a quicker brew, but you can see because of that longer bloom we have here, it's still nice and dark, nice and extracted. Of course, this depends on what grinder you're using. We were using Ditting Lab Sweet. I don't believe they were Caspers, but the Ditting 80 mil burrs that are definitely more like balanced and blendier, not super acidity forward. And this will give us something kind of similar, which is like blendy, clarity plus direction, which I think really works out for coffees like this. It smells nice.
How was it?
Give you some.
Should we try it now? Yeah, we should.
Yeah, let's try it now. And then we let it cool down.
Good.
It's really nice.
It's like your brew. This is definitely your brew.
My brew is more punchy.
Yeah, more punching. And then my brew will be like, oh, what's this?
Definitely getting like passion fruit, then that black tea, and then it's long linger, and then I get kind of banana too.
Yeah, this is banana aftertaste.
Yeah.
So it actually tastes different than the first day that we roasted.
Yeah.
2 minutes of roast.
Yeah. There's that acidity that I think is really interesting in this coffee. Sweet,
Definitely very sweet.
but acidity forward.
Yeah. I think it's me roasting too sweet, maybe.
But that's the thing, is like, this is a processed coffee, but it's not covering up that it's from Thailand.
Yep.
And I think that is what's good, is that it's like, nowadays you get these super hyper processed coffees that's, you don't know where it's from. I mean, you do know where it's from, but you don't know where it's from. But this is still distinctively like, this is what the terroir tastes like, and all of
this
that.
is more like a terroir.
Yeah. So the process on this coffee is good. I definitely think
Oh.
we need to let it cool.
Wow.
But
It's actually very clean.
yeah,
Like
honestly, quite clean.
I got chocolate this time, maybe because of the grinder.
I think I think this grinder is even a little blenddier.
Yeah.
So that's why I think you can use decently higher clarity burrs, but we'll give it a taste and we'll see. I think still what's more unique about this is like the acidity. So you can take any tier of grinder and it should taste good. That's the nice thing about co-ferment.
I'm gonna get the water.
Mhm.
All right, now my recipe, compare with Brian. So I will use 15 gram of coffee, and I think we use the same grind size.
Yeah.
I will do 4 pour, 50 first. Okay. Yeah, but
Don't drop the
don't drop
coffee.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
50 gram first. Wait for 30. I'll do 35 seconds this time.
Okay,
Yeah,
you let it a
because,
lot longer.
yeah.
This coffee's still fresher.
Yeah, still fresh. And then I'll do to 110.
Mhm.
And then the third pour, start from second pour, I'll do center pour now.
Mhm.
And then the third pour will be 180 and last pour is 240.
Mhm.
Mine should finish like less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
So it's a little different. Let's go. Again, the first one, I'll do circulation with 50 ml of water for 35 seconds for this one. And then I wait.
Yeah. Smells nice.
Yeah, smell the same. Nothing changed on this one.
Yeah. Very
Big
nice.
in complexity, the one we
Yeah.
have.
Tropical.
Yeah, you're more tropical. All right, thank you. That's good.
We'll
All
taste
right.
it against yours.
4, 5. Now I'm gonna do 110.
Center pour
Mhm.
to 110.
Yep. Oh, a little more. Yep, 110. And then I wait until the water drop down, and you just have to look it from outside.
Yeah.
And it should be like 55 seconds, as I can see right now. Yep, water almost done, and then I'll start to 180. Just only center pour.
Very fast center pour, by the way. So there is actually a fair bit of agitation, but it's in the center.
Yep. So now we wait until 120-ish, and then last pour to 240.
Mhm.
And my extraction should be on the TDS of 1.25
Yeah.
ish,
Around.
around. Or this coffee staying longer, so 130.
Mhm.
All right, at 130, I'll start pouring again.
It's 240.
Done.
Yeah. So fast flow pouring in the center.
Mhm.
Very different. I do the fast one, but on melodrip at the end.
Yeah.
Although I think my pours are heavier nowadays because I like to
Yeah.
get more agitation.
Wow, look, almost two. I think it's about 210.
Yeah. So his brews are definitely faster, and because they're center pours, and he's doing only kettle, and I like to use melodrip, the extraction for sure is going to taste different, right?
Yeah.
Does this really matter?
That's-
Sure. I don't know.
that's up to you.
That's up to you, right? The point is, this coffee tastes good.
Yeah.
We'll taste it. We'll taste this, but is that you can have very different expressions of the coffee, right? It's that this is not a coffee that you have to brew in a very specific way to make it taste good.
Voila.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Ooh. Banana. I still smell banana.
Yeah. Way different. We're such a different collector.
This is much more tea-like and
Yeah.
floral. So to me, it's like this layer, and then it's the acidity underneath.
Yeah.
And then it's sweet.
Yeah.
Right. Very
Definitely.
very different. I mean, if you look at the colors,
It's
hard,
different.
hard to see in the video, right? But very different colors. Whereas mine,
I like mine better though, sorry.
I like mine better because I think it takes the yellow notes and then
Yeah.
it pushes up to the
Yeah.
front. Not to say like this is bad. This is just
No,
different
it's just
expression.
different expression, different
right?
preference.
Yeah.
thing.
But I think really this is highlighting how good the coffee is, right? The process on this coffee is actually very very clean, like surprisingly clean.
It's the co-ferment that clean. I
Yeah.
don't know. I guess we could put in that word because when you try it at home, I think you will be surprising.
Yeah. It's definitely not going to be like strawberry or peach co-ferment
no, not
coffees
like
that
that.
you may have had from Colombia.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think what this is really showcasing is that you can push the coffee in any direction and it's going to taste good. So Pax Brew, now to cool down.
Yeah. I'm gonna try your brew with this cup. But
Oh, yeah.
definitely your brew is more intensity,
Yeah.
more flavor forward. Like
Yeah.
you can taste the banana.
Yeah, you can taste the tropical notes. That's because like I
Where, whoa, when it's cool down,
Uh-huh.
it's open. It's open more. Now the sweetness and the passion fruit.
yeah, you get like that tropicality, the passion fruit, and then it goes into like that kind of Thai milk tea,
Yeah.
and then it's long sweet.
Yeah.
Whereas Pax Brew is very sweetness forward.
Yeah,
like
I
it's
think
like
it's different.
sweetness layered, and then you get the acidity underneath. Mine is like flipped, where it's
Acidity
the
comes-
acidity forward. Very similar to how we were talking about roasting,
it's like
right? Where it's
we
like
flipped.
all these. Nordic, American roast, they're like, oh, they put the acidity up front.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna put the sweetness
I'm
up
the
front.
sweetness up
and
front,
you do
yeah.
the same thing with brewing. So if you get that style of coffee and you brew this way, it's like double sweet, right?
Yeah, double sweet. So mine is more tea, I guess. More
Tea,
softened,
floral,
floral in a way.
smooth, very smooth.
Smooth, yes. But yours is more powerful. Like you can taste the flavor of the fruit inside of Brian Drew, and like definitely it's easier to to
It's
not just-
easier to
yeah.
like articulate,
Yeah.
right? Because like whenever I talk about coffees or like whenever I try to serve coffee to people, I'm like, this is the valuable thing. Like you can communicate so much through
Yeah.
flavor, and if it's harder to taste because of human
Yeah,
brewing,
human brewing.
right? I think it's a little harder to communicate the what we're trying to say, right? It's like, oh, this coffee should be valuable. This is
Yeah.
the work that's been done, and because it doesn't click for people unless they can taste,
Yeah.
right? So that's why nowadays a lot of my brews are a little more intense on purpose, right? Because it's just taking like the main component of the coffee, which I think is this tropical acidity, and putting it up front. So that's like mainly why I brew this way nowadays, especially with flat bottoms and very fast flat bottoms.
Yeah, it's actually very fast.
Yeah, you get this weight of acidity. That's what I get out of the flat bottom. But honestly, it doesn't matter how you brew this coffee.
It just depends on what you like
Yeah.
and how you like your coffee to be.
Yeah,
But it's these two different styles,
Yeah.
both good, very
like,
good.
I think that's what's fun about coffee brewing is that you can have very different expressions and taste very different things with the same exact bean, right? Same gear, same grind size, right? We change some settings here and there, with the temperature and how we pour and all of that, but this is really just highlighting the coffee, right? Is like the fact is that if you have a good coffee and a good roast, you can do a lot to it.
Yeah.
To an extent, right? Of course, nowadays you get the roasters who are like, if you brew the way Pack brewed on some of these ultralights, is like
Then
is hard, right?
It's hard. It's hard.
But-
I think ultra light, you have to go to this direction.
Yeah, you have to go this direction.
Yeah.
But this coffee is good. You
More
can go
sweet
in
come
either.
to this direction.
Yeah. But this coffee is like somewhere here, right? You can push it in either direction.
Actually,
and it
you
tastes
can
good.
you do both. ways.
Right. So because like to me, I'm like, will it hold up? Right.
Yeah.
Whenever this is really just a highlight of where a lot of these Thai coffees have gone nowadays is that you can push them harder, and they do hold up. That is kind of how you can see the coffees get better. At least you as the end consumer, right? Like yes, we can say okay, the coffees are cup better. The harvesting looks better and all of that, but the end result for you at home is that when you're brewing it, it's like, can you push it harder?
Yeah.
That's like how I think a lot of people see
I mean,
it. But it
you
depends.
should try to push it harder to see the most potential of
Yeah.
the bean. To be very friendly and
Yeah.
honest, but it just me. I enjoy like very
Yeah.
soft and easy to drink.
It's just like, fun to see where you can take things.
Yeah, you need to try to push it.
But
I would
it-
encourage.
But still, it's like a good coffee,
Yeah.
you can do anything to it, and it should be good, right? It should still taste good.
Yeah.
I'll try a little bit more of yours, and then we'll wrap up.
Yep.
It's a hot day.
Yeah, and we drinking hot coffee.
Yeah.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah, so I definitely think Pax Brew, more tea-like, floral, acidity underneath,
Yeah.
very sweetness forward. Now I would say that it's cooled down. We see the acidity peaking up a little
Yep.
bit more, but very balanced and clean
Yeah,
and
clean.
sweet, long linger.
Yep.
Yeah, very, very tasty. This is a daily, very easy to
It's a
daily type
This
of
is-
recipe.
special day.
This is like you want to be impressed, right? You're like,
Yeah.
oh wow, coffee has acidity. This one is like, yeah, wow. that one's like punch you in the
Flavor,
face,
flavor,
right?
flavor.
But it's
you
not
feel
falling
it.
apart, which
Yeah,
is
you
crazy.
feel it. You
Yeah.
feel it.
You feel the passion fruit in this brew.
But
Um,
still banana-like, actually.
Yeah, very
I was
banana-like.
surprised.
Yeah.
Where's banana?
I don't know. Very interesting. Yeah, that we get banana out of this coffee. But
I guess the banana tree next to the coffee.
this coffee, I want to thank you all for picking it up. I want to
Yep.
thank Pat
Thank you
for
so much, guys.
sourcing this coffee and for letting us do the collab. We also brewed it for people, so I want to thank anybody who came in person to taste that coffee from us.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. Means a lot to us.
Yeah, and hopefully this was fun. You take the coffee, brew it, try his style, try my style, and see which one you like more. Let us know. But the point is that this coffee was really, really fascinating. Pack has more coffees coming out soon, so please check those out. But otherwise, hopefully this was fun. You saw us taste the coffee, and I want to thank you all for spending the time and money if you bought the coffee, right?
Yep, thank you so
Picking
much.
it up and tasting alongside us. So thank you all, and we'll see you in the next one. All right, bye.
Bye.
Nice.